Hi, this is Sam with Paleo Energy, and this is a brief presentation on our utility bill audit service in partnership with National Utilities Refund. I'll keep this short and sweet, and hopefully this is informative for you. This is a brief overview on our utility audit program in partnership with National Utilities Refund. Just a quick stunning fact here that a recent U.S. Ways and Means Committee study found that consumers were overbilled by utility companies to the tune of $19 billion. In that study, they found that 60% of utility bills contain some sort of error. We have found that closer to 80% of the audits that we have performed have resulted in some sort of error on the consumer's utility invoice. So what is a utility audit? Basically, what we will do is we'll go back as far as your state allows. Typically, it's on average about 36 months, and we'll look for places where you might have been overbilled historically. We will try to obtain refunds for those overbillings, and then we will correct any sort of discrepancies or errors that are appearing on your invoices, so that we can help you reduce your utility expenses moving forward. And this is all done at no upfront cost to you, as all of our fees are billed 100% on a contingency basis. These are the different utilities that we will audit as a result of the utility audit process. So we'll look at your electricity invoices, your natural gas invoices, water, sewer, trash, and telecom. So we're really trying to look at the whole gamut of utility bills. And this is sort of where an audit fits in the grand scheme of trying to reduce utility expenses. There are really three main ways that you can reduce your utility expenses. One is to pay less per unit. The second is to reduce your usage. And the last is really to correct any errors that might appear on your bills. So this is where the audit sort of fits in the grand scheme of things. Yes, you have the ability to, negotiate a better price per kilowatt hour, or a better price per pound of trash, that you're hauling from your facility. And you can reduce usage by becoming more efficient. That's not necessarily what we're going to recommend. We're simply looking at your utility invoices to look for true billing errors and to correct them, and to produce savings as a result of that. A little bit about National Utilities Refund. It was established just about a decade ago. Their team members have 60 years of combined experience in the industry and have performed over 10,000 utility bill audits to date. They have audited clients in 48 U.S. states and Canada and Mexico. So they have national exposure and experience. And last but not least, they have knowledge of several different industries as they've audited most major industries. Some industries like manufacturing, healthcare, government, and education are very complex in their utility billing schedules and tend to be prone to more discrepancies and errors than others. And NUR has lots of experience in those industries specifically. These are some of the reasons why errors exist in utility bills. One, they're just simply overlooked. As long as the bill kind of fits within the budget, the finance team pays it. They don't necessarily know what to look for in terms of an error. Tariffs and things like USC codes, which are the complex equations that utilities come up with to bill their customers, are just what I said, very complex and hard to understand. And a lot of times, the end user doesn't necessarily know what to look for. And last but not least, that responsibility is on the end user to identify those errors. So if you don't necessarily know what you're looking for, a lot of times, an error or discrepancy can be overlooked. And, you could have been overpaying on those utility bills for years and just not necessarily know it. This is an example of, some of the bills that we might audit. So a telecom bill here. This is an example of some customer service records on a telecommunications bill. If you can see here, these are all the different USOC codes that I mentioned. And again, some of those codes might not be coded properly based on the actual line. This is an example of an electric tariff. These tariffs can be 50 or 60 pages long and very complex. One of the things that we will do in the utility audit process is to ensure that you are being billed correctly according to the tariff that you are on, and to make sure that there's not a less expensive tariff available for your business that you might just not be aware of. This is the process. It is completely non-invasive. Everything is done off-site. You simply provide recent copies of your utility invoices and give us authorization to download the remaining invoices from your utility companies, or the historical invoices from your utility companies. The total audit takes about 6 to 8 weeks to complete. We will update you, with preliminary findings throughout the process, but at the end of the audit, you'll be presented with a final report. And then should you decide to implement any of our findings, we will prepare all the necessary paperwork to issue to the utility company to make any adjustments. Again, I'd like to harp on the fact that the implementation of our findings is 100% up to you. We do not automatically implement things that we find. You have to approve and authorize those findings after we present them to you. This is how our billing schedule typically works. Again, it's of no upfront cost to you. We only bill you after you've received a refund check or savings on your bill. In terms of the refunds, if we are successful in obtaining a refund for you after you receive that refund check, or sometimes it's issued in the form of a bill credit, we will then bill you 50% of that total refund amount, again, after you've received it. Any bill reductions. So if we're able to identify a recurring error on your bill, and we're able to make that adjustment to remove that recurring error from your bill, what we will do is we will calculate what those actual savings are each month for a period of 24 months and bill you 50% of those realized savings. Again, those bill reductions are true and uncontested and quantifiable. If you were on rate schedule A and we moved you to rate schedule B, we will calculate each month what that actual savings is and then bill you 50% of those savings after you have realized them. And that's for a period of 24 months. In month 25, 100% of those bill reductions and savings are yours, and we no longer share in them. Again, just to sort of harp, all of our savings are true and uncontested. So they're not subjective. These are objective, quantifiable savings. All of our recommendations are 100% your choice on whether or not you'd like to implement them. Our fees are contingent. We do not, if we do not find anything in the audit, it does not cost you anything, and we assume those costs to perform the audit. And then last but not least, it's simple and seamless in terms of the implementation. We will monitor and implement all of those findings on your behalf. So thank you very much. That is an overview of the process. If you'd like to see some more information, you can visit nationalutilities.refund.com. We would be happy to share with you several case studies and success that we've had for other clients in your specific industry, and would be more than willing to walk through the agreement with you as well. So thank you very much for your time, and looking forward to speaking with you soon.